Hello guys, so how are you all doing? So in a very few days you are going to appear for FMGE exam, right? So most of you right now you are super stressed regarding how the paper is going to be, right? So I don't think so. None of you think that the paper is going to be easy. In all of your minds, only one thing is there, that the paper will be difficult, right? So whatever it is, God knows, right? No one knows how the paper is going to be. But in these few days, what you have in your hands, right? That is a preparation, right? Preparing the things which you already studied. Preparation in the sense, not the new things, preparing the things which you have already studied. Okay, so most of you are revising the notes, right? You haven't even started is doing a single grand test also, and most of you are right now currently doing multiple grand tests, right? Both the ways it is fine. I'm not telling you that if you don't do even a single grand test you are going to fail. No, but doing grand test is important. I agree with that, but it doesn't mean that if you didn't do grand test, you are going to fail. No, there are many students without even attempting a single grand test paper, they have passed very nicely, with about 200, above 180 scores also, right? But this video is mainly for those who are doing your grand test, and students are messaging me constantly that, sir, my grand test scores are around 120, 130, right? So will I pass? Or how will I improve this? No one is asking how should I improve. All the thing all what they are asking is, will I pass or no? So I thought I would make a small video of these grand tests and all. How do you improve your marks in the grand test and all? So remember one thing, whenever you are doing a grand test, remember that thing, that it is not a practice test. Okay, fix in your mind that it is a real exam test. Okay, so when it is a real exam test, when you have to attempt the grand test, all the time attempt the grand test early in the morning. As you have exam early in the morning, so attempt the grand test also at the same timing only. Okay, so think grand test as your final exam. So when you think grand test as your final exam, you will mentally be really attentive. So in that case, I'm not telling you most of the questions, but at least one or two questions will be right. By being attentive, one or two questions will be right, which is also a plus point, right? I don't want the students to get 149 and start crying. You're getting it? So most of the students are telling questions are getting wrong. So actually guys, within the grand test, there are three important mistakes you do. Okay, so there are two most important questions you will come across. What are those two important questions? Either there will be concept based questions or there will be memory based questions. Memory based questions in the sense, even images also come under the memory based questions. Okay, for example, if you have made a mistake in a concept based question, what I am telling you is that immediately after the grand test, study that topic immediately. Immediately study that topic very fastly, very immediately, finish up that topic. Okay, and whatever you have studied, whatever topic you have studied, write it down. I'm not telling you to write down the topic, I'm telling you to write down the name of the topic so that you will feel confident. Acha, these many topics were wrong, successfully have completed all these topics. So that way a little confidence is going to build up. In these last days, preparation won't help you, revision also won't help you. What helps you is being confident. Most of the students are even getting 180, 200 marks in grand test and they are telling, but still, sir, I'm not confident. So confidence is what matters. So concept based questions, if they are wrong, right, you analyze these questions and study the topic immediately. Okay, what if memory based questions are wrong? Memory based questions in the sense, maybe IPC sections they might ask you, or maybe they might ask you regarding let us say they might ask you, what is the stain that is used here, what is the nerve that is injured there, right? So they might ask you, what is in PSM also you come across many memory based questions, what is the incubation. So all these are memory based questions. So if the memory based question goes wrong, don't study it immediately after the grand test. What you do is that memory based questions, you put it aside and revise them early in the morning. Concept based questions immediately after the grand test, memory based questions early in the morning. Now you try this way till the exam, and trust me, if you don't increase your grand test scores, then immediately comment down, guys. Definitely, if you trust if you trust this process, whatever I've told you, if you do this process wholeheartedly, without even missing a single thing, definitely your grand test scores will be increased. That is for sure. And third important thing is silly mistakes. So even while doing silly mistakes also, the grand test scores will be low. But what you might think that because of doing these silly mistakes, when the overall grand test scores become low, now you might think you won't pass in the exam. See, what are silly mistakes? You know the concept, but still you made a mistake. That is called as a silly mistake. So you list out what are the silly mistakes you made. Silly mistakes are not counted here in grand test basically. You should not count silly mistakes. Silly mistakes are considered as the topics which you know perfectly. But it is because of your own mindset, it is because of your own state of mind, you made a mistake, right? So removing these silly mistakes, add 1 point to all these silly mistakes, whatever you made, and then calculate your grand test score. Okay, so the first 3 points, concepts always after the grand test, memory part early in the morning. But make a note, everything have to be noted. Whatever topics you are preparing, note it down. Whatever mistakes you have made, note it down. Okay. And next important thing, I already told you, grand test should always be taken in the morning, like a real exam. And we Indians have a bad habit of comparing our results with the other guy. Okay. Never ever compare your grand test scores with others, because the state of mind in which he wrote, the state of mind in which you wrote might be different. Okay, never ever compare your own grand test scores. Even if you are getting 100 in one grand test, if you get 110 in the next grand test, it means you are improving, right? If you are getting 120 in a one grand test, if you are getting 125 also, it means you are improving. So you have to compare with your previous results whether there is any progression or not. That is very important, I am telling you. Okay, so constantly see, I am getting 120, take a next day grand test early in the morning, you have given like a real exam, 122 I go, 130 I have got, next I have got 140, right? But still I did, see, overall if you see, you did not pass, you did not get 150, but still you should be happy because you are progressively increasing your marks. That is a very important thing. And remember one thing, the grand test exams, any coaching center you take, any coaching center, I am not going to name specifically, but any app, any coaching center you take, grand tests are intentionally made difficult, okay, so that if you get 120 in the grand test, you can expect 135 to 140 in the real exam. Trust me, this is the God's honest truth. Okay, if you are getting 140, 150 in the grand test, it means you are able to get plus 20, 25 marks in the real exam. Real exam will not be that difficult. So this is the thing which you need to know. So today I have made a grand test. I came across 70 to 80 mistakes, let us say. I have written it down. I have divided it into concept based questions, studied it immediately. Memory based questions, I kept it in the morning. So next day morning I woke up, I have also studied the memory based questions. Now what I will do? I will do the next grand test. Now after doing the grand test, again I will have some mistakes. But before you study those mistakes, first revise the previous mistakes and then go to those mistakes. In the same way, what I am telling you is that the mistakes which you have made in the starting, grand test 1, whatever the mistakes which you have made, grand test number 1, right? Whatever things you have learned out of those mistakes, whatever topics you have learned out of the mistakes, take those topics along with you till the end of the exam. Okay? Now you have revised those topics, grand test 1 mistakes in the day 1, grand test 1 mistakes in the day 2, day 3, day 4, and suddenly you have left it for 3-4 days. Then these 4 days, whatever you have prepared is useless. What if you forget 20-30 things within this? What if you forget 20 or 30 mistakes which you have done? You have forgot the topics. So then what will you do? Then all these 4 days the time which you invested is waste of time. So I think these are some of the useful methods which you need to know. There is no rocket science or there is no magics which you need to do looking at the grand test. Very simple. Doing the grand test, getting the marks, being calm, writing down all the mistakes, revising it, taking those mistakes to the next day and revising the same topics. Again, third day also revising the topics of the first day, second day. Fourth day revising the topics of 1, 2, 3 days. Right? So this is the only way you can do. Even if you have studied 20%, if you are revising that much, right? If you are revising it again and again and again, that will give you very good marks, I'm telling you. Okay, reading everyone can do, guys. Everyone can read. But revision, you need a state of mind to revise. Revision is not an easy thing. So that's what I'm telling you. Revise, revise and revise. Okay, I think these are few points, just 1 or 2 points I've told you. I think these are few tricks which you also know this. I'm just reminding this video, I'm not telling you any new tricks. I'm just reminding you the tricks which you already know. And yes, those tricks which you already know are the real tricks which you have to follow. Okay. So nothing to worry. Only keep this thing in mind. Grand tests are really tougher in compared to the real exam. Real exam is much more easier. So don't worry, chill. So do the paper well, do the grand test well, start improving your scores. So this is all I can tell you. So all the best guys. Take care and goodbye.